Welcome back to Entrepreneur Unlimited, the podcast where we get real about creating a business that aligns with your passions and values. I am your host, Tani, and today we're talking about something that every creative entrepreneur needs to hear: how to diversify your online presence. If you've been relying on just one platform, whether it's Instagram, TikTok, or something else, to connect with your audience, then you're taking a pretty big risk. Today, I'm sharing actionable steps to build a sustainable online presence across multiple platforms. I want to help you grow your email list and foster a community that exists beyond those pesky algorithms. Plus, if you're just starting out and you don't know where to begin, this is your sign to take action now. Let's go. So let's start with the why. Why is diversifying your online presence so crucial? Here's the deal. Social media is a borrowed platform. You don't own it, and you're always at the mercy of changing algorithms and updates. Do you remember when Instagram shifted to prioritizing Reels? There were so many businesses that relied solely on photo content that they saw their engagement plummet pretty much overnight. And everybody was questioning, what happened? What did I do wrong? How can I fix this? Where's my engagement? For me, it was a wake-up call, because I realized I couldn't depend on one app to reach my audience forever. So diversifying ensures that you have multiple touch points with your audience. Even if one platform changes, you don't feel like you're starting from scratch. When I launched my business, I put all my energy into Instagram, and it did work for a while. But as I learned about my audience, I learned that they weren't just on Instagram. I expanded into Threads. I did try TikTok for a while, but with all the uncertainty with that app, I decided to just let it go. But I did increase my presence on Facebook, and I saw that I get a lot of traction there as well. So having a backup plan is essential. If one app isn't performing, or things change, or your audience changes, maybe it's time to try out some other apps and see if that keeps the connection strong. So how do you actually diversify? Let's break it down into 3 steps. You want to pick your core platforms. Start by choosing 2 to 3 platforms that align with your audience and your strengths. For example, Instagram and Pinterest work really great for visual businesses, while LinkedIn is ideal for B2B services. Don't feel like you have to master everything at once. It's about being intentional. You can always try a little bit and see what's working and then adjust as needed. Number 2, you want to repurpose your content. Content repurposing is a game changer for creators. A single blog post can become Instagram posts, LinkedIn articles, and even a podcast episode. It's not about working harder, right? It's about working smarter. I am all about efficiency. If I can take one piece of content and ride that wave, I will do it. Sometimes you don't know how it's going to perform unless you try it on different platforms. And number 3, you want to engage. Don't just post and ghost. Each platform has its own vibe, so you want to tailor your approach. For example, on LinkedIn, you want to share some insights and thought leadership. On Instagram, you want to get personal and maybe show some behind the scenes. On Threads, you want to be conversational, you want to share ideas, thoughts, ask questions, make it short and sweet. Engagement builds relationships, and relationships build businesses. So you don't just want to post and then leave it. You want to go back and see how it's working. If you take the same topic of content and repurpose it across multiple platforms, after about a week or so, take a look at the insights and it'll tell you a story about what's working and what's not working, and maybe what to try for your next round of content. If you're feeling really overwhelmed with content, start small. 1 or 2 posts a week is a good place to start, and then increase it from there. Ideally, you're around 3 posts a week, but schedule them in advance with tools like Later or Buffer, or use in-app tools, but leave room for real-time engagement. Platforms really love it when you're active. And we want to test our engagement, right? We want to build community. So being active helps with that. So what I would suggest is, if you're posting 3 times a week, leave about an hour a week, and you can space this out or do it all in one day. It kind of depends on your topic or content, but leave some space in your week to go in and answer questions, respond to comments, interact with other brands, right? That community management piece is really essential. I want to know which platform feels like the best fit for your business. Let me know in the comments or send me a DM. And if there's a specific platform that you want to dive into, let me know and I'll make that a topic for a future episode. If there's one key thing that I want you to take away from this episode, it's this: build your email list. Social media platforms come and go, but your email list is yours forever. So here's how to get started with that. Number one, you want to create a lead magnet. Think of something your audience would love: a free guide, a checklist, a webinar. For example, I have a 3-step guide to building a feel-good business blueprint. It's one of my most popular lead magnets, and it helps me continue to grow my email list so when I have news and updates, I can send that email blast. Number two is to pick an email platform. Tools like ConvertKit, Flowdesk, or MailChimp make it really easy to create and automate emails. They even let you start with a theme builder so that you don't have to design it from scratch. Just pick a theme, pop in your content, and update your community. Number three, you want to nurture your list. So don't just email when you're selling something. You want to email with tips, behind the scenes stories, questions, polls, surveys, maybe a link to an article or a podcast episode that you think would be beneficial to your audience. Maybe you link to some exclusive content that will keep your audience engaged, but you don't always have to be selling. You don't always need the clicks. You don't always need the sales. You want to nurture your list. Treat your list and the people on your list in your community like you're building solid, long-term, healthy relationships. Every time I create a lead magnet, whether for myself or someone else, I'm always scared that nobody's going to sign up. But here's the thing: if the lead magnet that you have offers value, then you're going to get interest. The way to keep those people on your list is to continue to offer value. Anytime that you send an email, think of it like you're interrupting someone's day, interrupting their workflow with a notification or a ding when it hits their inbox. So you don't want it to be disruptive in a bad way, right? You don't want it to be spammy. You want it to offer value, and if anything, brighten their day by giving them a piece of advice or some insight that leads to inspiration to keep them going. Aside from email lists, a really great way to diversify your online community is to have a solid website. Your website is your home base, the one place you can fully control, and it's where people go to learn about your services, read your story, your About Me section, and make purchases if you're offering services or products. So here's what a strong website needs. You want to have clear branding. Everything from your logo to your colors should reflect your business identity. You need to have clear call to actions, or CTAs. Make it really obvious what you want your visitors to do, whether that's booking a call, signing up for your email list, or making a purchase. And then once you have your website set up, use SEO tools to enhance your website. So use keywords to make your site discoverable on Google, to help your content rank higher on search engine results pages when people are searching for things that you offer or things that you talk about. SEO really is a beast, and I could do an entire episode on SEO, and I will absolutely do a full episode on SEO in the future. If there's anything specific you want to learn, pop it in the comments. But every website has built-in SEO tools that can help you optimize your content. So take a look at those first. If you're feeling stuck, Squarespace or Wix make it really easy to get started. And remember that your website doesn't have to be perfect, it just has to exist. You can always upgrade it and enhance it as you grow and as you have time. What's one thing that you'd change or improve about your website? Think about it and take action this week. Maybe you don't have an email newsletter subscribe option. Maybe you don't have a subscribe option. You want to get people onto your email list, but you don't even have a subscribe option for them to get there. So add that to your website, maybe make it a pop-up, but do one thing this week that's going to enhance your community. Okay, finally, I want to talk about community specifically. Social media and email lists are amazing tools, but your community is what gives them power. So how can you deepen those connections? The best way to do that online is to post videos and content that help your community get to know you, but also offer free, valuable information because you're building trust. You're building a relationship. If people don't know you, they don't know what you're about, they don't know what you have to offer, then they're probably not going to subscribe to anything. They're not going to sign up for your newsletter because they don't know you. They don't trust you yet. So you have to build that trust. So put time into creating content that's super valuable, and then you can always offer things that are paid services or are paid products, but start building trust first. Once your community trusts you, they're more likely to buy from you or opt into what you offer, right? So ask yourself, how can I build a deeper sense of connection within my business? What's one small step I can take this month to foster community? Maybe that means posting a little bit more about yourself. Diversifying your online presence isn't just a smart business move. It really is essential for long-term success, especially when there's so much uncertainty surrounding apps right now, right? Like TikTok. Even if it pops back up, it doesn't mean that the uncertainty isn't lingering. We want to feel confident that the work we're doing and the content we're posting aren't just going to disappear. We're building these relationships for long-term success. We don't want it to feel like we're doing this for nothing. Whether you're just starting out or you're looking to expand, it's January still, right? We're heading into February, but it's still the beginning of the year. So now's the time to take action. I want you to pick 1 or 2 steps from today's episode and run with them. If you're ready for more, I've posted some really helpful videos on YouTube. And you can check out my latest YouTube video where I share a step-by-step guide to becoming a creative entrepreneur. If you're just getting started and you don't know what next steps to take, I've got you covered. If you want to build community, but you don't know where to start and you're not quite sure on your business idea, that will give you the foundation and the tools to get started. You can find the link in the show notes along with a free guide to help you grow your business. If you found this episode helpful, feel free to share it with someone who needs to hear it. And don't forget to hit the follow button so that you get notified every time I release a new episode. Until next time, stay connected.